Hmm. Interesting. 1998. So what? He's fucking 25.
Who's 25?
Ezekiel Miller.
Who's Ezekiel Miller?
We'll probably talk about him on the podcast. This kid's going places.
The emergency room, but he's going places.
Hmm. Filipino American. What is that? Hmm. Okay. You streaming?
Yeah,
Oh, there you are.
there he is.
I don't know why it didn't show you. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Okay. Why is this not? This should be. There we go. Oh, okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Nice, dude. Mm-mm-mm.
Let's see.
What music? There's no music. Mm-mm-mm. Could you hear my music?
Let's see.
This music?
Oh, I was humming. Stream preview.
Bacon's already fucked.
Yep,
It's
all
already
kinds of
too
fucked
late.
already.
Put out right now, but no.
Yeah, no. See, I think that's still too late.
What am I doing here? Yeah, this is the right one. All right. Mm-mm.
Pigs in 25 seconds.
Mm-mm-mm.
I still forgot to turn on a transition every week.
We gotta
Hey! Oh,
we
what
need to
the hell?
redo the intro anyways and have like a Somehow I have our intro song in there.
Oh my
Not
god.
overcooked the fucking bacon.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I got so many
Just
problems.
fix all kinds of stuff.
I don't understand why
Uh-uh.
it does that. It keeps show non video. It keeps it keeps fucking up your never understand that.
Ding dong. Ding dong, ding dong.
There we
Wait,
go.
no, close, go back. How do I close this? Uh-oh.
Oops.
Uh-oh. There we go. All right.
Oh crap. There we go.
All
Yep.
right, all right, all right.
Nope, still having issues.
All right, all right. What does Owen Wilson say? All right, all right.
Alright, alright, alright. What is going on? Why am I having such like absolute shit show of there we go. Man. Just had like all the problems. Good thing only it was just Smokey here to just see all that shit show. All right, well, how you been, Oreo?
Oh, you ready now?
I think so. Like I literally don't change anything from week to week on this. Like I have a whole section of OBS set up just for this show, and I never make any changes. But like every 2 or 3 weeks, it fucks up, and I have to make changes.
Welcome to Boomers Fumbling with Technology.
Yeah, no shit.
Come on, come on. Come on, everybody.
Ah,
Come.
golly, I'm just fucking
Welcome to Pigs Pod, the politically incorrect gamers podcast, episode 110.
110.
When do we celebrate again? 150? 200? I don't know, whatever.
Well, I mean,
It's all
technically,
the same.
we could celebrate next week because next week is 11D1.
111?
Yeah, well, 11.
76.
Yeah, 11D1. That was Bilbo's birthday when when he left in Fellowship.
Who's that?
Yeah. Well, how you been?
All right. Moving stuff and closing stuff. Where is my stuff? Just making my notes here. I've been pretty good.
Good.
Had to move stuff. You know us. We don't even prepare for the episode.
No, obviously I didn't set up the stream until I already started streaming, so I fucked that up.
Yeah. Don't worry. It still says facebook.com/pigspod, even though nobody's there. You're going to be talking to yourself, talking to a brick wall. We need to put it on pigspod.com.
I'm just waiting for somebody to send me an overlay and I can fix it.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that. I did update the Flappy Pig, though.
Oh?
I'm wondering if I made it too easy.
I
it was kind of hard on mobile. It was super easy on PC with a mouse or just hitting spacebar, but it was kind of hard on mobile. So I changed a bunch of things. The pipes are further apart. They move a little slower. They spawn further apart. So they're further apart. Like the gap in them is further apart, but then also from one to the next one is further apart. When you hit the button to make the pig jump, he doesn't go quite as chaotic and high. I need to add a mute button in there so you can mute the music. I just haven't done that yet.
Oh.
Most people play it on their phone. They just turn it off, whatever. Yeah, so now it's almost too easy. So now people that aren't very good at video games, like Duty, who keeps saying he's having trouble with the first pipe.
Of course he is. Of course.
Because the way it was before, I think I got, even on mobile, I think I got to like 41 or something. On PC, I could go for a long time. It was definitely easier on PC, but now it's so easy. It's just a matter of how much time do I have. So I might make it a little harder. I don't know. We'll see. Duty's still gonna complain. I keep hitting the first pipe. Have you seen that fucking that boomer comedian lady that says millennials don't know how to write a check?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking. I love all those stitches on TikTok to it that are like. Have you seen the one that the guy's just standing there? It's all boo doo doo, boo doo doo. No, sir, you got to pull your card out. He's just standing there looking around. Boo doo doo,
Yeah,
boo
mine.
doo doo.
Yeah, mine is boomers don't know how to set their VCR. Boomers don't know how to set their clock. They don't know how to set their stove, their microwave. Yeah,
Bro, they
boomers.
can't fucking. If the Wi-Fi doesn't already work, it's over. If there's
Boomers can't.
anything wrong with the Wi-Fi, they can't even fucking simply unplug it and plug it back in. Yeah, you're. You remember when you were little and like you'd help you'd help your parents or your grandparents, and literally all you're doing is just switching it to the correct input. Oh my god, he's so smart. Yep,
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
just put it on HDMI one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've done that for. I've done that many times.
Freaking poor. Well, I think we made Rob mad. We better not talk about boomers. We talked about boomers too much last episode, and he sent us a message threatening that he's out of here.
Did he ever respond? I was like, "What's going on?" And then he just never respond. So I mean,
No,
I guess he forgot how to use Facebook.
I'm surprised he figured out how to send one message, let alone a follow-up message. You know those boomers. They have a hard time with technology. They can't even set their stream up every week. They got to figure it out.
Every week. Every week.
Yeah. Where's the audio cable? I hear not. Or turn it up. Or back in the day, now programmers are smart enough. They built it in where now when you turn the TV up, it unmutes.
Mm-hmm.
TVs back in the day didn't do that. If you had it muted, it didn't matter how much you turned it up. It stayed muted. You had to unmute it.
I think my only complaint with a piece of technology right now is I went and bought a couple of the Roku TVs that you can get at Walmart.
Yeah.
They're made by that ONN company. It really drives me crazy because they put, instead of putting the volume like on the front of the thing,
Yeah.
they put the volume like on the side, and then underneath it they put the mute button. So like when you go to just pick up, like you just pick up the remote, you always, well, at least I won't say you, but I always hit the mute button when I pick it up, and it just irritates me.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's
Problems.
yeah, it's a huge design flaw.
I forget who owns Roku now. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess a bunch of people own Roku. Vanguard owns a little bit. Ark Investment Group owns a little bit. Good for them.
Well,
Now,
I will say if you haven't bought those TVs, they're incredibly cheap for a 4K smart television,
they're
and
barely 4K though.
they're barely 4K, but they're good quality. I mean, it's one of those things where you get I think you get way more than what you would normally get with a smart TV for that price. Like I've seen
Yeah.
other smart TVs of like the same type, same size, same whatever, and it'd be like twice that price. Because I mean, I think they were for the 47 inch, it was like $130, $140.
Well, it depends who makes it too, because Roku just rents out their operating system you can put on your TV.
Mm.
There's like a billion like TCL makes some. There's a bunch of Chinese manufacturers that pump out TVs and put Roku on it because Roku is the cheapest operating system to put on there. Google makes an operating system for TVs, but I think Sony might have bought exclusive rights to it.
Hmm.
So now if you get a Sony TV, it has fucking Google on it. And then like if you get like an LG or a Samsung or one of the other big brands, they have like their own OS on it.
Well,
Uh, yeah, all the cheapy TVs, if they're under $200, it probably has the Roku OS on it.
Well, I originally had uh like the Google Chrome, like the Chromecast or whatever,
Yeah.
and I had like one, two, three. I think I had four of them. On different TVs in the house, and then I've slowly been transitioning like all of our TVs to those Roku TVs. So now I have this like box of Chromecast that I don't know what to do with. It's just
Yeah, I
really
don't
weird
use
that
my Chromecast anymore. Now I have an LG TV.
yeah, it's just really weird that the Chromecast, which I thought was a revolutionary product, is now in that same box as like the random USB cable that you don't know what it goes
Yeah.
to, but you don't want to throw it out.
I have
You
a
know,
Chromecast and a Fire Stick, the Amazon one.
I've never used a Fire Stick.
It's literally the same thing, just Amazon. It's just slightly like it has their Fire OS on it.
Oh, okay. I've never
So
used it.
it acts like all the Fire, those cheapy Fire tablets for kids that are like $30. It has like that exact same OS on it.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
that's I
It's now the technology's just on the TV.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's so neat. I love it because I mean
Yeah.
I keep I have all the apps and whatnot because Dad and I trade logins. I gave him my Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus, and he gives me his Xfinity login.
Oh, there you
So
go.
so I get HBO, like, which really freaking weird. But they've been broadcasting NASCAR on the USA Network, which I just think that's so weird. But so I
Well,
had
what
to,
do you think is USA?
I
Of course,
guess,
NASCAR's on USA.
uh, you know, they're on USA, which I had to have the USA app, so I have that now.
Oh,
So it's like I'd
it's
never, no other reason to have it.
it's so funny you bring this up because I was gonna. It's not my cream of the week, but I was gonna talk about it. Uh, I've recently, and it's too bad I missed it by a day, both my Hulu and my Disney. So the prices of everything has gone up. It's fucking
Yep.
ridiculous. But not just like shit at the store, but streaming services. Netflix is $20. Hulu, I think, was $11, and that's with fucking ads.
Yeah.
If you then also don't want ads, it's like $15 or something, which is only a couple bucks more, but it's also the principle of the thing.
Right.
You don't want to give them that extra couple bucks. But then on top of that, Disney Plus, who Disney owns fucking Hulu, if you bundle them, it's like 20 something.
Yeah. I think
I don't remember what it is, but
we tried to bundle ours, and they wouldn't let us bundle it um without giving up all our. It had something to do with Disney Plus. If we tried to bundle it with Hulu, it was going to like get rid of all of our profiles and stuff like that, and it was going to make
well,
us
they
start
have a
completely
weird
over.
thing too where like it has ESPN and it has like a bunch of other additional shit that you
Hmm.
can pay for, and like I don't know, the whole bundle thing's weird. But yeah, so like I said, a day late. Unfortunately, I canceled all of those, and I started using a new thing. It was funny. A guy at work saw this, and "Oh, he's like, shit, are you a pirate? I use that same app." So I started using. I tried Jellyfin. Uh, don't worry about it. Don't write that down. It's stupid. So I moved to Plex. Plex is the best. So
Yeah.
Plex is tight as fuck. So basically, what Plex does. So I download all my movies and TV shows from places, and now I have them all on my computer. I have fucking a couple hundred gigs worth of movies and shows. I got a bunch of SpongeBob and Enchanto, all the Spider-Man, all the kids stuff for my kids. And then my wife's like, "Oh, can you add this TV show? Add this TV show." So then I have to download and add it. But the cool thing that Plex does, it looks like all those other streaming services. Like
Right.
you can set profiles and like change your profile pic, and then it'll uh like give recommendations and stuff based on what you watch. You can set like age limits and stuff. And the cool thing that it does, even though all the videos and stuff you own, they're all on your computer, quote unquote own. Uh, Plex checks the internet for like the metadata. So it'll check the video file and it'll go, oh, based on the title and like all the stuff on that, I think that's Ace Ventura. So then it'll go online, it'll download all the information, it'll download the actors and like you know how like Amazon kind of has one up on everybody. You know, when you're watching something on Prime Video, it'll
Yeah.
show like the actors and like little
Oh,
quirks
yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So Plex does all that, and it's your video. It just, all it does is just go online and download all the information. So it has the fucking cover for like what the video is. It has all the whole cast. It has directed by and written by, and the whole fucking shebang. Uh, but then it can also recognize movies and TV shows. And when you're watching TV shows on Plex, again, all the stuff is hosted on your own server or your own computer. It can recognize TV shows and it'll check the video files for in the first beginning. If there's all the videos files have like the exact same thing, it'll go, oh, that's the intro. And so it'll build into, while you're watching it, you can push, oh, skip intro, like the same thing that like Netflix does, and I think Hulu does it now. I don't know. I think Disney Plus does it now too. Netflix started it, and I think now all of them do. But Plex also does that with, again, your own videos. And the other cool thing with Plex, uh, I can be at work or like on a different fucking network. I'm not on my home network, and I can still watch and stream all my stuff from my computer.
The one of our buddies, Gomez, that we game with from time to time. He has a Plex server that he started years ago,
Yeah,
and
I know they've been around forever. I've heard the name a lot,
he
but
has collected, fuck, I mean, hundreds of terabytes of movies, and I mean, he's like, hey, do you want to join? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so
yeah,
I go to it, and I'm just going through like the library, and I'm like, oh my god, it was
everything.
it was
That's the cool
everything.
thing.
It was really
You
pretty
can
cool.
invite guests, and you can
Yeah,
give them like a guest password, so they can use your server as well and log in and like use it.
yeah, it's pretty
Uh,
crazy.
Depending how hardcore you get, Plex is technically free. But depending, if you get really into it, there are services you can pay for that make it even better.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. It's pirating. Like I don't understand how you can how it's allowed to exist. You know,
What do you mean? Pirates?
well, no, I mean it's one of those things where you're literally sharing information. You're sharing movies and whatever. You're spreading it around, which is it's pirating. Which I'm not against
Mm,
it. You know that. I know that. I mean, I
yeah.
would absolutely download a car, but I
Well,
just
see, Plex
I
is
just
not
don't
on the hook
understand.
because they're not streaming anything. When you sign up, you're saying I own these movies, and Plex goes, all right,
So they're taking the Pirate Bay direction. Like
yeah,
we're not actual pirates. We're just the boat.
yeah. You just
Where they
happen to
take the boat.
own, you own all this shit digitally somehow,
Yeah, somehow. Well, that's what I'm saying.
which
It's just really it's I've said for a long time, like I don't understand how it still exists. And
yeah, it's your media, not Plex's.
oh
The other
yeah,
thing is,
sure.
if you have actual legitimate stuff, like you can tie all your accounts into Plex as well. You can tie your Disney Plus, your Hulu, and all that stuff, and integrate like all your logins and everything, and you can have that built into the library as well. So
Really?
like when you go in the library and like under recommended, if you like look something up, it can say, "Oh, well, this is on Hulu. Do you want to watch it there?" And then you can go watch it there. Or it can be in your media that you own, that you bought from places.
Yeah, like I said, it just I guess it really is like the Pirate Bay, or
Yeah,
we don't take responsibility for what's on here, so we're we're not a part of this. We're alleviated from responsibility of this
yeah,
stuff being shared.
exactly. That's a weird legal gray area, but as long as Plex has been around, they apparently have no problem with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I guess they're doing something right to get around all of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I have the new Twisted Metal show on there that I need to watch eventually. We got a bunch of anime on there. Yeah, I just shut off all my services because it was like $60 a month or something, which is not much. But when like you're normally only watching like, all right, for like this month we're watching this show.
Right.
So just all those others are just going to waste. Other than if you have like a kid that they're also watching, like, all right, they watch this show. But like my daughter watches like the same two TV shows and the same three movies over and over again. That's it.
Right.
You know, she watches Enchanto and then Red Panda
Oh yeah.
or Turning Red.
Turning
She
Red.
watches those over and over and over again.
I
That's
love
like
that movie. I thought it was great.
it is great. It's a fucking fantastic movie.
Well, I
I've seen
guess.
it probably 12 times.
Welcome to being a parent, right? Um, well, yeah. See, like I said, I can't get rid of anything because, like I said, I share my logins with family, which that probably
Yeah.
is when they're trying to make that go away.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They're raising the prices and everything. They're making it hard as fuck, if not impossible, to share.
Yeah.
Netflix has come up with a new thing where I think now they'll let you share, but now you have to pay for sharing.
Right.
Like it'll detect that you're sharing and it'll go, "We'll let you, but it's gonna cost you an extra $5, $10 a month." Like,
Well, see,
so yeah,
the thing of it is what made streaming so great was it was cheaper than cable.
yeah,
You know, but
and it was more convenient. You
right,
didn't have to wait till a certain thing was on.
right, and now the streaming services have slowly over the course of 10 years, 12 years, has slowly increased their prices to the point where guess what, if you have like for me, I have Netflix, Hulu, and Disney, and then I think we pay for Peacock and Paramount Plus. Those are the five we pay for, and now we're back up to what we were paying for cable.
Yeah,
So it's like here
yeah.
we are. We're right back where we started from.
And now you have all these different channels. That was the other thing at first when it was only one, and then it was two. They had everything, but now because there's a bidding war for licensing, shows change all the fucking time. It'll be on Hulu, and you'll like see it, and you go, "Oh,
Yeah,
cool, I'm gonna watch that." And then like 2 months later, you go back to, "Oh yeah, yeah, it was on Hulu," and you check, and it's not on there anymore. And you go, "What the fuck?" And you look it up, and now nobody has it because Hulu didn't want to continue. Disney didn't want to continue paying for the licensing, and like have you seen the Mysterious Benedict Society?
me? Never heard of it.
So you might have seen on TikTok. There's a scene where all these kids are doing like this crazy test, and there's a bunch of different ones, but the one that like went viral, I think that's where I found it, is they're like all in this room, and it says, "All right, cross this room, but don't step on any of the black squares."
Okay.
And it shows like the different kids. The first one is like, "Oh, don't step on them. All right, I'll crawl." And so he fails because technically he stepped on him. Then like it shows the next kid and next kid. So it's some society where there's super smart kids and they're trying to like narrow down to the smartest of them all. And like the last kid that goes looks around for a second, does these like calculations in his head, and then just walks straight across the room and goes out. And like all the other kids are out there, like, you just walked across the room? He's like, yeah. None of the things on the floor were squares; they were all rectangles.
Yeah.
And like they're all like bewildered and shocked. But yeah, there's two seasons of it. It looks fucking. It looks fun. It looks like one of those like Disney like cool things, which is it was on Disney Plus, but they pulled it. They didn't want to pay for the licensing anymore, so now it's not streaming anywhere. You can't watch it anywhere, except on my Plex server because I downloaded the two seasons of it. So, so yeah, I'm gonna watch it when I get a second. But now I don't have to worry about which fucking one I got to sign into and see and hope that it's still streaming on that service. Or the other dumb thing is on like Hulu and like Prime does it, where like you'll go to like Google and you're like, where can I watch Super Bad or something like that,
Right.
and it'll say, oh, it's on Amazon Prime, and then you go to Amazon Prime and it says, yes, sign up for Stars to watch this, and you're like, so this isn't on Amazon Prime then? It's on Stars.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to sign up for another fucking thing just to watch this.
No, 100%.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, I just got to a point where I'm done with it. I'm fucking. So yeah, yo ho ho.
But no, I'm slowly reaching that point too because there's only a handful of things that I watch here lately, and I've looked at all the different streaming services, and I don't use a lot of them. I think right now the only thing that I'm using on a consistent basis is Hulu. Yeah, Hulu, because I watch some stupid like Archer or Family Guy when I'm getting ready for
Yeah.
bed, and then it's just like I watch the same shit that I've watched. I mean,
That's the other thing. I'll rewatch old shows that you've already seen because you're
oh
just
yeah, I what I've done with Family Guy, and I've done it for I get decades now. I guess it's strange to put it like that. I had like the first 6 seasons of Family Guy on DVD. When they were coming out, and I would just watch my way through them. Whenever I was at home, they would just be on, and it would be like I'd forget to change the DVD, so it would be like the same 5 episodes for 2-3 weeks.
yeah.
But now on Hulu, I'll just turn it on and start it, and if I happen to fall asleep, I just keep going. I don't go back to I think I was here when I fell asleep. No, it just stays on. So like I'll
Yeah.
fall asleep on season 3, episode 2, and then wake up. It's on season 4, episode 5, and just keep
Yeah. It's
going.
like, are you still there? And you're like, yep,
Yep.
I'm here.
And
You
then
wake up because it paused, and you're like, what's going on? Oh,
yeah, and then once I get to the final, when I get to the last episode, like whatever's current, because what'll end up happening is when I get to like the current season, it'll take me about 2 months to get through the entire show. So that last season is new stuff that I haven't seen yet because I've been watching the old shit for 2 months, and then once I get to
Yeah.
the end, I'm like, oh cool, I'm all caught up, and then I just go back to the beginning again and just start it over. But I've been doing that with Hulu or Family Guy and Archer for forever. But that's all I watch. I can't
Yeah.
tell you the last time I will say this: I have been trying to make my way through the show you had me watch.
Oh, yeah.
I've
It's
watched
pretty good.
it. Really is. I've watched the first
It's a
season.
good one to
Yeah.
like. You don't necessarily have to like be fucking staring at the screen.
Yeah.
Some shows where you have, if you miss something, you miss something. The Bear is a good one to just kind of have on the side or like in the background, and you can hear it and you get the whole fucking gist of the whole thing. But it's a fun show. I like Maddie Matheson, so
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't watch Disney Plus, but Izzy does, and I think Heather does. I don't watch Netflix, but I know my dad does.
Yeah.
And
But
my mom
then
does.
so yeah, if you look at it like splitting the cost, it's not that bad. If it was just you paying $120 a month, it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. But
yeah.
when you have 8 people watching it,
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, I don't mind the three that I normally pay for, which is the Hulu, Netflix, and Disney are like my three main ones, and then because I gave those to Dad, but Heather has it for Peacock and Paramount because there's some shows that she likes to watch, but
see,
if
that
it
was my thing. I buy Peacock because something would be on it, and then I'd go, all right, cancel, cancel. I'll watch the show. Then I'd be like, ooh, Paramount has Beavis and Butthead or whatever. So then I get it and go, yeah, that's all I watch. So turn it off, cancel it.
yeah.
Like,
Well, see, I used to do that with Sling because I would bounce back and forth between Sling throughout the
you
year.
were slinging?
I was a slinger, because it had two packages. It had like a blue package and an orange package, and half the sports channels were in one, and the other half of the sports channels were in the other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so during football season, I had one package, and then during racing season, I had another package. But then there was that short period of time in the fall where they overlapped. So I had them both there for like a brief time, and I would just bounce back and forth. And I really liked the way Sling did it. Was you could cancel and change and rearrange your thing, once every 24
just
hours.
whenever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And you just paid a prorated price for whatever it was that you were watching. So I really
that's smart. They should
it,
just all do that. Like,
it was nice, but now that football and well, a lot they have their own streaming services now. If you want to watch,
yeah,
if you want to watch football, it'll probably be on NBC or Fox, which has their own
yeah,
apps
both
now.
have their own.
Yeah,
Or CBS.
right. And the same thing with
That's the
NASCAR.
other problem. Football, uh, slightly changing subjects, but kind of not because it has to do with streaming too. This guy at work who has been out for like 5 or 6 months because he had surgery on like both his knees and he just couldn't come into work. Uh, Him and I, a long time ago, like used to talk football and everything. But he's after being back, after all this time. Oh yeah, how you doing? Used to watch how's your Steelers or how's football? And I'm like, bro, I literally haven't watched football in like 2 years. I just don't watch it. I don't care anymore.
Mm.
And it's kind of there's kind of two reasons. One, the streaming thing makes it really hard.
Yeah.
I can't fucking watch it. Even trying to pirate and watch streams like that, you'll find streams that work and they're working good, and then all of a sudden they just go down.
Oh yeah.
Whether they got shut down by the NFL or it was the only one working, so 80,000 people hit it and it overloaded it and it turned whatever. So then now I'm like, oh fuck, and then so I got to go look for a different stream because that one went down, and so now I'm just missing the game. Then I find one and it's fucking shitty. I'm like, oh fuck, go back and look. So I already missed like a third of the game searching for streams because I wasn't gonna pay because it was stupid. Because like depending what time and where it was and who they were playing, it was even if you had the streaming service. Oh, this is blacked out in your area. The fuck do you mean it's blacked out?
Yeah, I don't
I have
understand that.
the that whole licensing and them still having cable and blacking it out. That shit's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That's
It
got to be hurting their
100% is.
numbers, but they don't care because they make billions. But like, so all of that already makes me kind of not want to watch. But then on top of that, you got to remember, I was a Steelers fan. I went through the era of fucking Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, and fucking Antonio Brown, where Steelers were on top of the world and couldn't be touched. And then you have right around that time, Antonio Brown going through all the shit he went through. And then Mike Wallace was maybe it was a problem before, but I swear him doing the stuff he did and starting being a drama queen and demanding more and more money. I feel like ever since then, everyone's done that now. Everyone just demands, I need 80 million. The fuck do you mean you need 80 million?
Yeah.
You're you're a fucking tight end. Like you
Well, I
you
don't care what your position is. You don't deserve 80 million. Period.
yeah. And like I I'm sure it was a thing before and maybe I just didn't notice it. Like in GTA where you're looking for a specific car and as soon as you see it, that's all you see.
Yeah.
But I feel like after Mike Wallace's thing where he went to fucking Miami and then a different team and he just sucked. He was never good, but he demanded all that money because he was fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck,
And
boy.
and then just the whole thing with Antonio Brown and like it just became political, a bunch of crybabies, and then there was that was right around the same time too as all kneeling and get rid of fucking Colin Kaepernick. He's a piece of shit, and now we can't watch the game. And then Blue Lives Matter, and the whole fucking thing. And I'm just like, I'm just done.
Yeah, I just want
So
to
I
watch
just,
football.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
I get that.
I, so I just haven't watched football. I've maybe watched 10 minutes of football in the last 2 years, like total, counting the Super Bowl. I don't watch it. I just don't get excited about it anymore. So
Well, I get that. I do, and I still watch. I'll watch some Raiders games this year, and if everything goes to become official and all that, I'll return to being a Washington fan. I don't know if I want to call them the Commanders or if I want to continue to call them the Redskins because that's what they were when I quit following them. But because Devin and I made a promise years ago that until Shanahan, or not Shanahan, what's his face that owns the Redskins, until he leaves as an owner, I will never be a Washington fan ever again. So that's the reason why we both quit, and Devin became a Jags fan, and I became a Raiders fan. Yeah, but now he's looking at he's leaving. The owner is leaving, and he's selling the team. I'm like, well,
oh.
I have to keep my word. I said I would leave, and now I'm going to come back. So
Oh, so now you're a Washington football team
yeah,
fan
so
again?
I'll be a Washington football team fan, I guess.
Yeah, that whole thing too. The whole fuck.
Well, all right. We were talking. Heather and I were talking about this over this weekend because the school that's in this school district that we live in. My mother graduated from there. They were
Yeah.
their team was called, they were the Blacksburg Indians. All right, and
Yeah, my
back
school is the Indians.
back in 2002, 2001, a group of Native American activists showed up in our district and petitioned to have the school change their name, and were threatening to sue and all this. And come to find out, they were the same people that went after the Washington Redskins. They were the same group that went after the Cleveland Indians. They went down to Atlanta, and Atlanta told them to piss off. And that was their whole thing, is they just traveled around the nation, suing organizations for I don't know, whatever, emotional damage, whatever it is. I mean, whatever, I don't care. And I remember they were at the school board meeting, and then my mother wanted to go because she was an alumni from the high school, so she wanted to go. And the whole thing is, everybody was like, "Where are you from? Why are you here? This place doesn't affect you. You don't know anything about what the culture has concerning the Indian here, locally. Back in like the 1930s, there was some Native American, I don't want to say a chief because I don't think that was right, but somebody that was affiliated with the local tribe here in our region back in the 30s basically gave his blessing that it was fine for a couple of the schools in the area to carry these labels of the Indians. And then there's another school down here, they were the Shawnees, which was a local Indian nation here in southwestern Virginia. And there was all these different ones, and they all had to change their name, their schools, all about the same time. And I just remember what really turned me off about it, and this is where I'm going with this, was they were some of the most arrogant, they were just pricks. Like, they didn't, and that was my whole thing, is I'm the type of person, like, my first like impression of you, it really, really matters to me. And these people, they were not nice, they were not kind. They came in, no one had even,
they're lawsuit chasers.
Yeah, no one had even like, no one had even confronted them or talked to them and asked them, because there's a lot of people in our community that were like, okay, we understand that you feel this way. Why does a high school in Southwest Virginia make you feel this way? You had no affiliation with it. You don't know what the culture was around the school and what it was. They realistically, going back and looking at it, they didn't really have a mascot that was an Indian per se. It wasn't even like the Redskins, where they had the Comanche warrior on horseback carrying the spear and lighting the torch in the middle of the field. That was a lot of cultural appropriation. I get that, but it wasn't anything like that in that school. And for them to come here and say, well, you just can't say the word. Like, what? Indian? Like, we're not going after the Cherokee or the Choctaw or the Chattahoochee or any of the actual nations, the Navajo, the Arapaho, whatever. They're just the word Indian. That's it. Well, that's offensive.
It's all made up, and it's always fucking white people too. They have fake outrage for other people.
Yeah. Yeah,
and like, I have two problems with the Washington fucking football team though. Number one, the whole thing's fucking stupid. You're celebrating that. You're proud to be an Indian or proud to be a Redskin. Your whole fucking mascot. Every pep rally and fucking football game you go to, you're like, fuck yeah, let's go Indians. You're not out there screaming racial slurs and all that stuff. Like, it's the intent behind it. You're proud to be associated with them.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing that I don't understand is if there was a negative racial undertone of, well, racism, and I would understand it. Or if they were going out of their way to mock a group or an organization or
if you had a pep rally and you called it Tuesday Trail of Tears or something, then I could see you have a fucking problem with it.
But I mean I guess the other problem is I'm not Native American. I mean, I refuse to do, like, I have relatives, even my mother's bad for it. Like, my great grandmother was full blood Cherokee. Like, okay, so that makes you 25%?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like,
What do you?
and
What,
like,
you
how
gonna
far
get
are we
money for the
gonna go?
reservation?
How far are we gonna go?
No.
You can't be the Dolphins because well, Dolphins are smart. They wouldn't appreciate you pretending to be them playing football. Like, how far are we gonna go? But the other thing that bugs me, fine, if you want to change the name, Redskins, I could see
Redskins
maybe you could
would be the
say,
only one that I think that would, the
yeah,
Cleveland Indians know, the Atlanta Braves know,
yeah,
this,
Indians. Come on, no,
yeah,
but
okay,
Redskins, I
I
could
get
see.
the, yeah, I do
But
get the Redskins, I really do.
the thing that bugs me with their name change, you spend millions and millions of dollars to go. We're the football team.
Yeah,
The
I,
amount of the amount of fuck you to all the poor people that literally live check to check and can't even fucking eat, and they go, yeah, we're just gonna sit on football team for a few years and we'll decide later. It's like the amount of money you just fucking threw away. It's like fucking Jeff Bezos just like, yeah, I don't like that yacht anymore. Just fucking burn it down. And
well,
like,
I just my thing was is if they were going to change their name and leave the Redskins, fine, it's your prerogative, it's your business, whatever. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean anything.
yeah, but be anything.
But yeah,
Pick
that just
the
seems,
car tires. Who fucking
yeah.
cares? Just don't be the football team. What a fucking yeah. It
I
just
would have
seems shitty.
I would have expected them, or I mean, if it was my business to make the decision, and we're like, yep, we're going to go from the Redskins to something else. Let's have the something else already figured out. To sit there and be like, we're the football team. Like, what? Like, I
Yeah,
don't. Okay, yeah, you're a football team. You're not wrong, I guess.
yeah. It's just rich
Yeah.
people just fucking burning money. Yeah, just like Rabble said, it's like fucking Elon going. I don't like Twitter. It's gonna be X. By the way, this is like his third company he's tried to name X.
Well, my only problem with it is once again it comes back to it's your business, it's your property, whatever. I mean, it really doesn't matter what I think about it. I mean, I think it's dumb, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But what really annoyed me was the first time that they updated the app, and I opened my phone, which I have Twitter on like the main screen of my phone. I'm like,
Yeah.
did I download a porn app? Like, when did I do that?
Well, now in the
That's the first
new
thing I thought of. I was like, is this porn?
instead of Twitter Blue, now it's called X Premium. So now there's a bunch of people on Twitter making memes. I saw one today that it showed a charge for $8 for X Premium, and it was a text from his dad, and he's like, "Son, we need to talk. This is not what I gave you the credit card for."
Well, that's my thing. Is like I don't. I mean, what kind of brand recognition are you going for?
He's not. He's just obsessed with the letter X. His fucking son's name is X. It's spelled like a fucking binary code, but like
well,
he,
that's my
this
thing.
is the third company he's tried to name X. He's just fucking obsessed with it. He thinks it's cool. And he doesn't realize that you're just throwing the brand. That'd be like Kleenex coming out going, you know what? We're just gonna be K. And
how
you just
much
throw the whole fucking brand recognition down the toilet. Just
how much money do you think Twitter receives based on their advertising revenue? Like when they were for advertising the name
before Elon took over.
before
Or after?
Elon, yeah, but before we're gonna say before.
Before I believe they were getting about 2 billion a year from ad revenue.
Okay, now could you imagine
It
being,
still wasn't enough to cover their costs. They were still going negative.
which is mind blowing,
Yeah,
but
which is how it's a fucking app that shows pictures and text. How are you spending that much? I don't know.
but could you imagine being so rich that $2 billion in revenue is like, I can fuck it. We'll name it X.
Oh, it's more than that actually. I just looked it up for fun. 4.46 billion in 2021.
And like I've said this,
Before Elon took over.
I've said this before. Anything over $100 million is made up. Is made up as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's monopoly money. It's
Yeah,
the same fucking.
that's so much more money. I mean, even honestly, yeah. You know what? After with our business and everything, I'm going to stay on that. Anything over $100 million is more than I can fathom. I mean, you could take $100 billion in $1 bills and $500 million in $1 bills and put them side by side, and it would still be completely unfathomable in size.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's
so
it's nutty how much money it is.
I mean,
It's
I guess it's expensive, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a tech guy. We obviously, if you
yeah.
were here for the beginning of the episode, you would know that I'm not.
Yeah. Well,
But
obviously, you can't even figure out where to place his fucking webcam feed.
well, I only have one webcam, and have to move it back and forth from where I'm,
Yeah.
streaming on the PC and then streaming on the Xbox.
Yeah. Twitter's a whole thing. It's not just content distribution. They have a lot of people they also pay. You could, I don't know, I've heard that Elon has not been paying out to his creators and stuff. If you're big on Twitter, you can make money tweeting.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And Phil,
They
you're
have a
right.
lot of
It's just
things money
monopoly
we're
money.
going to.
Yeah, and I think that's something that just blows my mind in general when it comes to this type of situation where where you're able to be an influencer and make all of this money tweeting
Yeah.
or Xing or whatever it's going to be now.
I don't know what they're calling it
What are
now.
they going? Yeah, what's the adjective now? What are you
Well,
doing?
everyone still calls it tweeting, and then they just make fun of Elon and call him stupid. But
Did you
the,
see? There was a riot in New York
yeah,
over.
because of Kai. Kai's
Yeah,
an idiot.
I
So
didn't.
Kai,
I never even
the
heard of
big
this guy.
oh, I've heard of him, but the thing with Kai, he kind of blew up overnight. He had a viral stream, and then he did like a 24-hour stream, and in that 24-hour stream, he gained like 600,000 followers or something. Like it went viral, and everyone was like, "Oh, follow him," and like I, he has a kind of bubbly personality. I find him kind of annoying. I think his shit's fucking boring. He just kind of sits there and like watches stuff and just comments on, and not even like in an entertaining way. But he, you know, he does it for the younger generation, I guess. So he blew up like literally an overnight sensation, and then like soon after that, he had like another one where he's like, "All right, we're doing another crazy 24-hour stream or whatever. Let's get over 1 million." And I think he got to like 2 million or something. These numbers might be off, but this is basically how it happened. Within like 2 weeks, he all of a sudden had a few million followers, and it's just continued on this insane growth spree. And he's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch now. Uh, Kind of like Ninja numbers, but like even faster, which is kind of insane. So
What?
yeah, I don't think he even the millions he's making for stream, I don't think he understands how big he is because it happened so fast. So
Maybe
when he said, "Oh, we're gonna have this thing in Central Park," I think he thought a couple thousand people might show up. I don't think he realized literally like 60,000 people would show up.
Well, I'll give you that. I think that's a reasonable way of looking at it. You're probably right. But on the flip side of it, look at it from the consumer side of it. If Ninja said, "Hey, I'm going to come to," and he names a city that is like really close to me, that's like 30 45 minutes from here. Hey, I'm going to
Yeah,
come here and I'm going to give away $5,000 to everyone that shows up. All right. I respect Ninja. He's well established in the community. I've followed and watched his content for years and years and years and years and years. Okay,
yeah.
that wouldn't draw me into that. I would like no
That's what I was thinking too
no
when he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be giving away money in PS5s." I was like, "Okay, I wouldn't show up even if I was there.
yeah.
I'm not coming."
So but
Even if I thought, "Oh, there's probably gonna be 200 people there," I would go, "No, thank you, I'm good.
yeah
I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna be the one picked. I'm not gonna go fucking deal with that bullshit."
yeah.
The amount of fucking people that showed up, like, "I'm gonna get a PS5 or I'm gonna be part of a thing." Yeah,
And I wonder if I would have made that if that would have been a thing in 2019 pre-COVID.
he now has 6.5 million followers on Twitch, by the way. So
And I have 91, and I am thankful for each and every single one of you that follow my
yeah,
stream.
even if you said you were giving out PS5s and couple $1,000. I'm not coming. I mean, to be fair, you're a long ways away, but
Well, no, I get it, And but where I was going to go is I wonder if I would have, if that would have been a thing pre-COVID, how I would have felt. You know, because thanks to COVID, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to deal
yeah.
with people, and it's not even like, oh, I don't want to catch COVID. It was like, no, I just don't want to be around people.
Oh, I already was like that before, so
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I wasn't that bad, but like this weekend was one of the big conventions here locally, and up until COVID, I went every time, and I loved going. I loved the people. I loved being a part of it, and all of that. And since COVID, I'm just like, I don't really want to go. I don't
Yeah,
really
that's
care.
how I'm feeling. Sorry, I just saw the funniest fucking tweet.
Oh God.
Jake Paul tweeted, "Yo, why do 10-year-olds have iPhones now?" And somebody said, "You'd be out of a job if they didn't."
Did you catch any of the fight last night?
No, cause I watched a little bit this morning just because I wanted to see Nate beat his ass, but I don't really like Nate Diaz either.
I don't either.
Uh, like he's a piece of shit. The few interviews I've heard with him, like he's not a cool guy. He's
No.
kind of a piece of shit. Jake Paul and the Paul brothers, both of them are definitely more of a piece of shit. But
Well,
also, every single one of his fucking fights are just a money grab. They're not
well,
real.
no. Number one, they're not real. Number two, he claims to be such a great fighter when he went the distance. He went 10 rounds with Nate Diaz. Like, oh, okay, oh wow,
Yeah, sure he did.
he beat. Well, he's like, well, he beat Nate Diaz. He went 10 rounds with a 47-year-old retired UFC fighter. This dude didn't
Yeah,
even box. He had never boxed a day in his life, and
those are my favorite TikToks that were like, Joe, yo, Jake, who you want to fight next? We got this guy. He's a UFC up and comer. He's 25-0, never been defeated. His striking's fucking crazy. And Jake's like, no, no, no. What else you got? What else you got? All right, we got a Walmart guy. He bags groceries on the weekend. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're fucking getting it.
well, I know it's obviously it's a money grab, and those that don't see
Yeah.
that is
That's why Nate
it's
agreed
really
to it. He doesn't like or respect Jake Paul
no.
either.
Well, if you watch the
He
pre
was
stuff,
there. He was there for. I think he got paid just to show up. 10 million,
yeah,
just to show up, no matter what happened.
right. It was the biggest fight. It was the biggest monetary fight of his career. Win, lose or
Yeah,
draw, it didn't matter. He made 10 million just to, and then, but it just comes back to Paul claims to be this great boxer. Oh, he's the greatest boxer since Joe Frazier or Muhammad Ali or whatever. And they're like, no, he beats up on geriatric UFC fighters. He's not a
yeah,
boxer. He's
yeah.
he's beating
He'll
guys
call
that
out.
aren't
He'll
boxers.
call out Mike. He'll call out Mike Tyson here in about 8 years.
Mike Tyson will kill him. There
If
is
if well, that's why I said he's not going to call him out for about 8 years. If he called out Mike now, Mike would fuck him up. It wouldn't last one round. But yeah, if he waits about 8 more years, he might have a chance with Mike.
I don't think he would. I think Tyson could be in his 90s and would step in the ring with him and literally
Yeah,
it
yo,
would.
come here, Jake. I'm gonna fuck you
I
up.
mean, hey, say what you want. I mean, Tyson, despite the fact that Tyson's in his 60s now, he's still a goddamn monster. There would
Oh
be,
yeah, no, he's scary. I think he's 58 now.
yeah. I know he's got to be at least in his late 50s. I thought he was in his early 60s.
He's 57.
57. So still,
Same thing.
I wouldn't
50,
want to,
7,
I wouldn't want to
58,
fight
60.
him now. I wouldn't want to fight him at 67. I would sure
No.
as shit wouldn't want to fight
Well,
him at
he
77.
when you look in Mike's eyes, you fucking see it. Oh, he'll fucking kill me. Yeah. Yeah, no thank you. When you look in Jake Paul's eyes, there's nothing. It's just fucking he's brain dead. You just see, oh, okay.
I mean,
Jake and both the Pauls are just smart. They have figured out how to monetize some real fucking bullshit. And
they've learned how to monetize themselves as a
good
brand.
for them.
Yeah,
I fucking hate them more than, but like that tweet said, if 10-year-olds didn't have iPhones, you'd be out of a job because fucking kids eat it up. You know, they're like the opposite of boomers. Boomers, can't figure out they need to pull their card out when it goes boo doo doo, and little kids can't. haven't developed enough yet to see how fake some of these YouTube videos and shit is. Like, which I get it. Okay, so I was thinking about this last night. I saw a clip of. Do you remember three? Was it called Three Ninjas? What was it called? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah,
The
yeah. It was called Three Ninjas.
the movie franchise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know
Yeah,
the Three Ninjas, the
yeah.
little kids, and they got trained by Mister
It wasn't Miyagi, but it was. It
Miyagi.
was it Miyagi.
Mister. That sounds right. I was gonna
Yeah.
say Miyazaki, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right either.
His name was Pat. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, the actor's name is Pat something.
Yeah, but
Imagora, something like that.
yeah, I remember watching that as a kid and going, "Oh fuck yeah!" And like you thought it was
Yeah.
so cool. I watched a clip last night where they're like fighting this big like
Morita, thank you.
Asian dude,
Morita, Pat Morita.
and
Yeah.
like it was so fucking sad and fake. Like this Asian's just like standing there and like God, and he's just like, "Mhm. Yep, all right, what's my next move? Okay," and like it looked so fucking
Well,
terrible. It looked awful. And I was like, how did I watch this as a kid? So
it's,
I get it. I get why people that aren't smart enough to figure it out watch Jake Paul and go, "This is awesome."
yeah. No, I get that. I get that. But I mean, it is entertainment, and that's what happened. That's what happened yesterday. Is it wasn't a sporting event; it was an entertainment event.
Yeah.
And I mean, for what it was, if nothing else, it went all 10 rounds, so everybody got their money's worth. And from what I understand, some of the undercard fights were actually pretty good.
I
So
didn't watch them either, but they were probably more,
well,
entertaining than the actual fight.
whenever I watch any of the fights, whether it be boxing or UFC, the undercard fights are always like way better than the premier fights. Whether
Yeah,
it's
because normally the premiere fights are either just bullshit, the whole time, and then it comes to a decision, or it's over in 8 seconds flat, and you're like, what?
yeah, well,
What?
in some cases that's what you're expecting when you go into those undercard fights or those overcard fights, the headline fights. Like the Ronda Rousey fights. Everyone knew that if you made it more than a round with Ronda Rousey, that you were doing pretty good because she figured out a formula that the rest of the women's UFC hadn't figured it out.
Yeah,
You know,
arm bar. She was like the kid that learned that one combo on Mortal Kombat
yeah,
and just fucking would spam
spam
it,
it.
spam it, spam. Arm bar, arm bar, arm bar, and then she finally ran into somebody that went, "I know this combo. All I have to do is back up and come back in and fucking kick you in the face, and it's
Oh,
over."
she did. Holly
Like,
Holmes beat the brakes off of her that fight. But
yeah, and then Ronda's like, "Well, I'm done. I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
be real fake now, and I'm gonna go do bad Hollywood movies."
And then go wrestle.
Yeah,
But I mean, and that's what it was. I mean, it was all entertainment, and then, all of her fights were fun to watch. Whether they were over in 8 seconds or they were over in 2 rounds, 3 rounds, like they were fun to watch because I mean that's what you were expecting. Is like you want to know how quickly was Ronda going to beat this one, and she was a phenom early on, but then everybody was like, oh wait, maybe we shouldn't go to the ground with her. Maybe if we stand up and fight, maybe we can beat her. And then Holly Holmes is like, I'll just stand up and just turn her face into fucking putty.
yeah.
And
Well,
that's what she did.
that's why. That's why Conor McGregor got so much money for his fights.
Yeah.
Because he made it entertaining and he'd talk all that shit and do all this stuff in the interviews and the pre-shows and all this stuff. So he'd get y'all hyped up, for this fucking fight. That's exactly what the Jake Paul does. Gets y'all hyped up, thinks this is gonna be a real cool fight, and then you realize Nate Diaz is like fucking, how old is he? Like 45 or
It's
something?
47.
Yeah, 40. Oh, he's 38.
38? I
I
thought it was
swear
47.
I swear he's older. This says 38.
I was pretty sure he's like 47. What?
Still,
Still.
I'm not 30. I'm not 38, and I don't.
Or
Feel,
Mayweather,
I think
yeah.
I think I'd be gassed after fucking 10 seconds in the ring.
But see, what I want to see now is just like before, just like with McGregor. I want to see him fight UFC now. Let's do Paul versus
Jake
McGregor.
Paul?
Yeah, or Paul versus Nate Diaz in UFC. Let's see him get on the ground. Let's see what happens then,
Yeah.
because he'll get the hell beat out of him.
I don't think Jake. I don't think Jake would be
Jake's,
able to fuck with any good grappler or any
no,
actual UFC fighter.
no, then he won't do it because
The amount of thought and like instant fucking decision making you have to be a good grappler and go, oh, they're doing it. Oh, okay. boxing. I'm not saying boxing is dumber. Boxing takes more.
It's a different
Boxing's
sport.
kind of yeah. It's kind of like it's
Well,
kind of like backgammon versus chess. They're both their own thing. They're completely different though. The decision making, everything around is completely different. Boxing, a legitimate strategy in boxing is you can try and just wait until you have gassed your opponent. Just take hits.
yeah,
Be an iron chin and just take fucking hit. And sometimes that would work, and then you just knock them out. In UFC, you know, look at Ronda Rousey. Like
yeah,
you just figure out one winning combo or one good grapple, and just know how to do it from 8 different positions. Where if they counter it one way, you do it a different way. If they counter another way, do it a different way. But like I don't know that's why UFC is so much different and it's all over the place. You say it's so hard to say, oh, this is the best fighter of all time in UFC because yeah, maybe for a particular fighting style, but like Ronda Rousey, you put her up against somebody that doesn't fuck with the armbar, is not going to get on the ground. It's not going to go her way. Like
yeah, and it showed. It happened. When she beat her, when Cyborg beat her, and then that really cute brunette that beat her. I can't remember her name. But anyway,
did she fight Amanda Nunes?
yeah, that's who it was. She fought Nunez, and like they were like, we don't go to the ground. We're gonna
Yeah,
stand up and we're gonna swing like boxers.
I like Nunes. She's
Yeah,
fucking cool.
I do too. But we're not. We're gonna swing and we're gonna swing at you, and we're gonna wear
Yeah,
6-ounce gloves, and you're gonna fucking feel it.
yeah,
And
yeah. No, Ronda practiced so hard on that one particular thing. Like,
well, I mean, just like you said, it's the spamming. You spam one combo, and
yeah,
it's all number one. It's all you know. But how many fights did she win? 12, 13 fights. That's all she needed.
yeah. Well, and like, it's never that's never really been a thing before, especially in women's, of somebody that's a master at armbar.
Or yeah,
No coaches, nobody knew how to fucking deal with it. And then
yeah,
she, like I said, you know, it's like those people that solve a Rubik's cube in 8 seconds. No matter how it starts, all they've done is study every single way to get it to that finishing move. Ronda
yeah,
Rousey's just done that same thing. She knows every possible combination that she can get to an armbar. And all Holly Holm had to do was, all right, how do I? She just had to study every possible way to avoid it. All right, I just don't go to the ground. I
yeah,
don't get close.
yeah. And well, that's all it was. Is you don't go to the ground.
Yeah.
Every time she goes for a takedown, you back up. You stiffen, you stiffen your back, and you spread your feet, and you go backwards. You whatever it takes to not go to the ground, and
Yeah.
and it came out where she literally and figuratively got the shit beat out of her.
Wittily, she got
Literally,
ship beat out of her. Widow.
yep, she got
Wittily got gwitted to the ground.
yep, she got kicked so hard she had skid marks.
Wittily.
Wittily.
Yeah. The only fighter I've ever seen be so adaptive and nobody could ever touch him, and he had to leave the fucking UFC. And even fights I've seen now, it's unfortunate that one what's the other one fucking championship? They don't advertise as good, but Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Johnson.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I've never seen someone so fucking good as him. Nobody ever touched him in any fighting style. Somebody would try and do stand up with him. He'd be like, "All right, we're doing fucking stand up." Somebody'd be on the ground. He'd be like, "All right, we're doing on the ground." He'd beat every fucking fighting style. He in multiple weight classes, and like it was no competition. And he got to a point. He's just like, "Well, he left the UFC and went to one championship and started fighting like internationally against Japanese and like completely different fighting styles, so he could do something more." And I think he ended up finally losing a fight, but he just won again a couple months ago. But yeah, he's one of the most talented, like any kind of fucking style. He's not a not button masher.
Right.
He's not a Ronda Rousey. So I miss watching him fight.
You know who I miss, and I whenever even now when he fights, I will always watch. You remember Butterbean?
Butterbean. Why does
But
that sound
Butterbean.
familiar?
Oh, he was. I don't even know his name, but he's that
The
big.
big, oh yeah,
Yeah,
the big fucking guy.
I
Yeah,
love to watch him fight because I mean he would fight boxing, he would fight UFC, and you could get up there and you could hit him with everything you got,
but it'd be
and
like nothing.
nothing. He wouldn't feel it. He wouldn't know it was there, and
Yeah,
And that's what
You'd
he
be like,
did.
who, what is this a fucking punching bag? What the hell's going on?
And that was the best thing about him is that he wasn't that strong, but you would just
Right.
wear yourself out hitting him.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the opposite of Muhammad Ali, where you would do everything you could to hit him, and you'd throw 270 punches and you'd land three. And
Butterbean
Butterbean,
unrecognized. There's an article from him from yesterday. Oh, there's a billion articles. Apparently, he lost 200 pounds.
what? No.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's got a bunch of extra skin. There's a Instagram video of him.
Well, good for him.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
lost all the weight.
I liked watching him fight because he was one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, again, he was more.
Tank
He was
Abbott,
fun
that was
because
the other one.
he was like again going the Jake Paul thing is more entertaining. It wasn't the same old same shit every time. So
Yeah,
again, respect to the Paul brothers. They're good at fucking entertainment. I
yeah,
don't like them and I don't want to watch it, but
yeah. He's not a
good for
fighter.
them.
He's not a fighter, but he is a damn good entertainer because
Hmm.
I mean, I wonder how much money they made in ticket sales, and including the pay-per-view sales, because it was like $89 for the fight. So I
Yeah, who
mean,
knows? I seen about 8 different streams on TikTok last night. That's when I watched a little bit of it.
that so did I. We were getting it was before Rabble and I did our stream, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna keep watching on TikTok and see if somebody's gonna show the fight because I watched a couple of the undercard fights that way, and I was like, I'll catch the main event when it happens, and then this morning when I got up and I was like, oh man, I missed it, and I found the fight on Twitter, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it here.
Yeah, there you go.
Speaking of last night's stream,
Twitter.
Twitter,
Oh,
Rabble and I have played. Let's see, 6, 4, 10. I would say probably between 10 and 12 hours of Farming Simulator over this weekend,
oh yeah.
and I haven't had so much fun playing a fucking Farming Simulator because we
What
were
do you? Can you do anything and everything?
well,
Or
first off we started farming in a little French town. It was like a French town with a countryside, whatever.
we.
Oui. And Rabble did a bunch of mods that you get that added to it, and instead of
I
having
was thinking like you rake with baguettes or something.
no better, we instead of having farm trucks to do the work, we had monster trucks. So yeah, so here we were like pulling our trailers and shit um, all over the French countryside. Like we would be making deliveries of grain and wheat or whatever to the various town or the various the bakeries or whatever, and we're just screaming through this little downtown French town that's like right along the water, nice pretty countryside, and then you hear whoa go all the way through. It was the best, and yeah, we started out doing wheat, and then we added strawberries, and then we added pigs, and
Is are you trying to make money to buy more farming equipment or
yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, it's just you just run a farm. You can run whatever you want. There's
are there
30.
cheat codes? Can you type in like money aplenty or like some shit and you just
Probably
get
not like that. It's more mods. You can
oh,
mod it to do that. I mean, but yeah, we launched a monster truck over our greenhouse. Um,
I
yeah,
don't think that's yeah, I don't think that's how you're supposed to farm. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it, so I might be wrong, but
it was a lot of fun. I had already done Farming Simulator a little bit, and I liked it. Because I mean, it is when you're doing like the harvesting and whatnot, because you've got to have the special vehicles and whatnot that you can harvest the various crops. It is kind of it's very repetitive, so you kind of get that like relaxing type game where
yeah.
you're not thinking about having to, your timing and shooting and running and all. You're just riding in a tractor, man. It's fine. And
Hmm.
so now we've decided that the next time we play, which will be in a couple of weekends, we're going to convert our entire farm over to pigs, since it's the Oink farm, and we're going to run nothing but pigs.
You're making the pigs farm?
Yep,
How
yep.
do you harvest pigs?
We buy them as babies, and we raise them up, and then we sell them to the slaughterhouse.
Oh, so how long until we get bacon?
Well, I mean, you can. It takes us. I think it's 6 in-game months for them to reach maturity.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, can you put neons and like fucking airbags on your tractors?
I think so. Yeah,
You can be like the low riders fucking bouncing them. Doof, 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 doof.
my monster truck,
Weeds flying all over
my monster truck had orange flames and pink rims. So yeah, I was pretty excited about it. But
Yeah,
it
see,
was actually a lot of fun.
don't let the real farmers see that. They're gonna be more offended than your town having the Indian as the mascot.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You put the pink Rams on it? Oh,
Yeah, I did the character creation, and my character's got she is like the absolute Karen. Got the bob cut at an angle, and yeah.
oh.
Uh,
Speaking of character creators, have you seen or played Baldur's Gate?
no, it's a PlayStation and PC, so I'm not going to get to play it. I
Oh,
want
I thought it
to.
was coming to Xbox.
If it might be, but I don't think it's like out for it. At least I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's on PC only right now.
Yeah, that's right. One the bakery in town wouldn't buy our strawberries, so we harvested all our bales of
Did you run
hay.
it over?
No, we just harvested all our bales of hay and dumped it in their parking lot. So we did that. We used their parking lot as a hay storage.
Baldur's Gate will not be coming to Xbox this year, so
Yeah.
that maybe it'll be on there next year. I don't know.
When it comes, I really want to play it because number one is Baldur's Gate, um, and
I
then
saw it on one of those sites where I get my movies from, and I was like,
I mean it's set in it's D&D. That's what it is.
I've never played any of the Baldur's Gate, but because it just came out and now TikTok's a thing, I've seen a fucking fuck ton of gameplay and different
Yeah.
people rolling and stuff. I'm like, oh wait, it's like D&D, but a
Yep.
fucking turn-based. But what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
It's D&D is D&D. Wow.
hmm,
Um. But no, yeah, it's set in the D&D realm. It's set in Baldur's Gate, which in the Descent into Avernus game that we played, the city that we were in was Baldur's Gate. Um, but yeah, I want to play it. I really do. So until then, I'll play Farming
yeah,
Simulator.
I was looking at. I was like, oh, that'd be a fun one to actually play with like our little group.
Yes.
Uh, I don't think I'd ever play it by myself.
Yeah. It is definitely a team game. It's a lot like Diablo in that respect. Although I saw a thing that they called Diablo the loneliest multiplayer game ever.
Mm,
So
I never played it, so I don't know
it's
how
fun.
multiplayer works on there.
Yeah, you just party up to complete the same tasks.
Oh,
And if you're a higher level, you can help pull your lower levels through dungeons and missions and stuff like that. Baldur's Gate's not that much dissimilar. Well,
hmm.
what is your cream of the week?
You have some Eye of the Beholder. What?
Mm.
Is Farming Simulator? Is that yours?
No, it's not my.
Oh,
No, that's not mine. Although
okay.
it's up there, and it's not a, and it, that is not a, that's not a put down towards Rabble, but no, it's not my cream of the week.
Oh, okay. So it would have been if you didn't play with Rabble. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So mine, I believe it's only on Steam. Mine's a game.
Okay.
It's a fun little game. I seen it on TikTok. It's called Railbound. So basically, it starts out really simple. It's like a puzzle game. I seen it on TikTok. Some like programmer people that I follow. One of them was playing it, and they were talking about how, like, yeah, after a long day of programming, and you just kind of want to settle down, but you still want to like exercise your brain a little bit. You play Railbound. Uh, so right now, if you buy just Railbound, it's like $10. But if you buy, I bought it in the bundle, which is like 11.50. It comes with Railbound, Invento, and Golf Peaks, which they're all really similar. They're all like puzzle games. Uh, in Bento, you're like a cat and you're making your little kittens food, but it's like a puzzle. You have to put like the sushi pieces into the box in a specific order
Okay.
uh, to match like the recipe. Golf Peaks is basically instead of actual golf, it gives you like a stroke thing where it'll be like, all right, if you use this card, it'll go 2 spaces. If you use this one, it go up 1 space and over 1 space. So you have to like use your cards to hit your strokes in a certain way to get it into the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being like a traditional golf game, it's like a puzzle golf game. So those are both fun. But Railbound is really fucking cool. It's also on Android. I think it's like $6 on Android, which is weird. It's so much cheaper. But so you just place train tracks, and you just have to get the cars to the main engine. And there's different puzzles where like you hit a button, or uh, sometimes you'll have multiple cars, and they'll be like numbered. So you have to figure out how they have to go through all these gates in a specific order and then get to the engine in order. So it's like 1, 2, and 3. And you only get a certain amount of tracks that you can place. So it'll be like, all right, here's 9 tracks, and you have to somehow get number 1 and 2 through these gates and to the engine. And so it kind of racks your brain a little bit. You got to be like, all right, if I have this one turn around here, and then it'll be behind it, and it won't hit it. Uh, you got to like set where certain ones will like cross a certain path or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You have There's a ton of gameplay, or you can just look it up on Steam or on YouTube. It's a Railbound. It's a fun little. What do they call those? Not is it casual? No. What do they call the little games that are just kind of fun little whatevers? There's a word for it that I'm drawing a blank.
Um,
It's not casual, is it? What's the word
I
I'm
mean,
thinking of?
yes. I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. You got me.
Let me ask Chad. What's the word for a casual?
We haven't talked to Chad in a minute.
What the fuck is it called? It's like on the tip of my tongue. Oh, stupid. God, Chad's dumb. Never mind. I don't know. There's a word for it. I'll think of it when we're not recording anymore. There's a word for it. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, it's just kind of a fun little, time waster game when I can't figure out a problem I'm working on, but I don't really want to shut my brain off. But I don't want to play Farlight for a minute. I play Railbound. By the way, Farlight's gotten fucking way good. They released an update and changed like everything in the game. It's so much better. It's crazy, but I haven't played it. I've only played it like 2 or 3 times since the update. I've been playing Railbound or nothing at all.
Huh.
Yeah, Railbound. If you're not busy playing Flappy Pig on pigspot.com and all you have is an Android to play games on, you should look up Railbound. I believe it's $6. Let me look. Railbound, Google Play. You have an iPhone? I don't care. It's $5. It's $4.99. It's a good time. It'll rack your brain, especially the further along you get. It starts getting way fucking hard. It was kind of fun.
Hmm.
I wish I could remember what those kind of games are called.
Yeah, yeah. I wish you could.
I don't remember. It's gonna bug me now.
Well,
Oh well.
my cream of the week was this past Wednesday. I excuse me. I went and picked up a new D&D book, and because we decided that Izzy had reached the age that she's old enough to play D&D.
Yeah.
Because it's and that's not just it's not
9 now.
yeah
8 now.
yeah she'll be 10 in November.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, she's 10 years old. That's old enough. But
Yeah.
the big thing is I wanted her to be able to be able to read her character sheet and understand the basic math and stuff like that. So it wasn't that I didn't think she could comprehend what we're doing. It was more along making sure I could teach her the more finite rules. And so I picked up a book. It's called The Candlekeep Mysteries, and it is a book of 17 one-shots. Each one-shot is
17 one-shots.
Yep. It's 17 one-shots, and there's one for each level. So we're starting at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one has its own one-shot. So, because I didn't want to start a full campaign or an adventure or anything like that with her until I knew that, number one, she really would she's been wanting to play, but there's a difference between wanting to play and then okay, now you're playing. Is this something you're interested in?
Yeah.
And we started it on Wednesday, and we got about halfway through it. The one shot was supposed to take probably about 2 hours to play, and we spent about 3 hours playing, but we spent like an hour doing character generation. So
Did she have fun doing that?
oh yeah, that was I think that was her favorite part because we had talked about it the day before, and she had already and she spent like the entire day messaging me and talking to Heather about, well, oh, I want my character to look like this. I want it to be this, and here's the name for it, and all these. She took the character generation very seriously, which was a lot of fun. She's playing a Tabaxi druid, which is the cat person, which is why she's all about cats. So playing a cat person, she was excited for. So she's playing a Tabaxi druid, and then Heather is playing a Tabaxi paladin that is her character's mother. So it's a mother and daughter playing an adventure together, playing characters that are mother and daughter. So that was actually pretty fun. So basically, the village that they live in has been cursed, and all of their crops are dying. And they were sent to this great library to find a wizard that was like an expert in breaking curses. And they travel to the library to find him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's over in this room studying." And they take him into the room, or they take the Heather and Izzy into the room, and all of the guys, his books were there, his like pack and his staff, like all of his belongings were there in the room, and the book that he was reading was like still open, but he had gone missing, and there was like no evidence that there was like foul play, but they had to figure out like what happened to him, and what they figured out so far is he was reading a book called The Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces, and he opened a portal to an extra dimensional space and got stuck in the extra dimensional space.
Oh, on accident while I was just reading it.
Yeah, yeah. He was looking for a spell to open the portal, and he figured that out, and then went into the portal, and then it closed behind him, and he couldn't figure out how to get out. So they found him. They went in, and now they've gotten stuck inside the portal in this mysterious mansion, and they have to investigate the mansion to find clues on how to get out. So it's pretty.
See,
It's pretty simple.
I guess we're kind of doing a one shot. I don't know. I feel like one shots are almost better nowadays. With everyone's just so busy, it's easier to because like Izzy too. Character creation is half the fun,
Yeah, yeah, I think it is too. That's my favorite part.
and it's so hard when like you start getting oh, we started this game 6 months ago and we're like halfway through it kind of, and then you just get it's so hard to keep people on schedule, and everyone's got different schedule, and fucking everyone loses, and you just lose more and more interest over time. And whereas one shots, you only one or two games, and then it's kind of over. It's easier to keep people's interest and you be excited about it. Everyone's excited about it.
Well, I was thinking about it too because Nicole on our Tuesday game, at first she was like, "Hey, we're going to finish up this dungeon, and then I'm going to take a break." And now she's like, "Hey, I've got some more." And she found a book of one shots, and she goes, "Well, I want to add those in after the dungeon. Do you guys want to play?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" But if something happens and she decides that she doesn't want to run that game anymore, if the group stays together, I'll run something during that so that everybody can continue to play. And if Nicole can't or whatever, I'll probably ask Steph or something to play. And but yeah, no, I want to continue playing. So
Yeah.
And our Thursday group is getting a lot of fun. They were sent to a village deep in the jungle. There was a village of frogs. They were frog people, and the village priest, the priestess, she they were let me back up. They were in another fort, and the fort there's a bunch of their soldiers had a wasting disease, a magical wasting disease, and the priestess is like, "Hey, this frog priestess, I'll give you the antidote to cure them, but I need something from you." And they're like, "Okay, what?" And she said the king of her village, of her frog people, was performing this ritual to summon this great goddess of their religion, and he wants to marry her. Well, the problem of it is like everyone knows that priestess isn't real, and they're really worried that if the priestess is summoned and she doesn't show up, that the king is going to go crazy and kill everybody in the village. So they're like, "Hey, I'm going to give you some magic paint that whatever you paint will turn into whatever you're painting. So if I paint you to look like a frog, you'll look like a frog. Like you will, turn into a frog, that type of thing." And she said that I'm going to give you these magic paints, and we want you to come up with a way to become the goddess. So when he summons the goddess, you show up and convince him that he doesn't need to kill his people and all that. So the party had to sneak into the village, and they've now gone through the ritual. And Albert, who plays a Haragon, which is a bunny person, is who got nominated to be the frog priestess. So he's painted up to look like a frog priestess with coconuts in his shirt to be boobs. And so that's where I kind of left them at that point. They're having to convince the king that, number one, she's not real, and number two, what are they going to do to keep him from killing everyone? So it's been a lot of fun. D&D's been great this last couple of weeks. So,
yeah.
But
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking next time when I make a character, I'm gonna play a dude for the first time ever. So.
Oh, nice. I dig it.
I have a character in mind.
Cool. That's exciting.
Whenever I don't know what we're doing, I already have a character in mind with it'll work with anything. So.
All right. Cool. All right.
I don't know what we're doing. Well, I don't know how much longer the Coles game's gonna go. Who knows? But.
And like I said, if not, I'll run another one. I've got plenty of books, or I'll go pick up a fresh book. There's two more books that I want to pick up that I think would be a lot of fun. There's one
of more one shots or something.
Well, there's one that's kind of a book of one shots. It's called Strixhaven. It's kind of like D&D Harry Potter, but it's set in the Magic the Gathering universe.
Yes, I think you were telling me about that.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones that I've been thinking about, and then and nothing says that we can't. I can always go to that Candlekeep book, and we can just play some higher level, because it's got adventures from one shots from level 1 to level 17. So nothing says that okay, make a level 10 character, and we're gonna play level 10, a level 10 one shot. Yeah.
I've been thinking about if I ever want to do one too. So I cleared out my my chat history with Chad. Other than the one that I left in there is a one shot idea that he gave me that I really liked, that I thought was cool.
Okay, I would absolutely love to play in a game that you DM.
Yeah, I think
that
it
would
could
be
fun.
A lot of fun, and I'll take.
I feel like the hardest part of DMing that I don't know if I'd be good at or not is freaking improv. You have to be able to fucking roll with the fucking punches.
Yeah.
And you have to take real punches. You can't be like Jake Paul and fucking fake it.
Well, I will. The advice that I'll give, and I know it's not the advice that a lot of new DMs want to hear, but the best advice that I could give you if you want to be a DM is don't play your own homebrew first. Pick up even if it's just a one shot, pick up a licensed.
So you can focus on DMing and not on storytelling.
So you can focus on DMing and storytelling of something that's already there, that you don't have to worry about improvising. Going to bed. Good night, baby.
Yeah, so you don't have even more stuff to
Right,
figure out.
because that's the thing is like the story's already written for you, the characters are already written for you. You don't have to worry too much about all of that. You don't have to ask yourself, okay, what would this character, what would they be like? How would they be? What are their motivations? It's all done for you, so you can
Yeah,
focus on telling the story and focus on guiding your players with roles and rules and things like that. And then once, even if it's just 1 2 hour one shot, it just kind of puts you in the right mindset of what you need to do.
yeah, figure out the basics and whatnot.
Yep. And then after that, dive into be a DM. You know, because the part that I've seen so many DMs and even Nicole's had this has struggled with this too, and I've been helping her with it on the behind the scenes is, you know, you don't know if you even want to DM. You don't know if this is something that you really want to do, and here you spend all these hours creating this really cool world that you want to play in, and then all of a sudden you get to it and you're like, well, I don't like improving. I don't like,
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
I
You
don't want.
wasted all that
Yeah,
time.
you wasted all that time, and then what ends up happening after that is it could turn you off of D&D altogether. It's like, I put all this effort in, and I don't feel that anymore.
Yeah,
So it's like pick up your own, or pick up something that's already pre-made, and so like you only have to do half the battle, and then be like, okay, I get it, I understand it. Don't be like me in the first game you pick up is fucking Curse of Strahd.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it goes back to that Adam Savage advice. One of my favorite things he's ever said. Uh, even though it has to do with tools, but it's the same fucking thing. Whenever you get a new tool, you have no idea how much you're gonna use that new tool. So go get a shitty one at Walmart. Get
yeah,
one at the dollar store. Get one for a dollar, $2, $3. You don't know how much you're gonna use it. You don't know how to use it. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. After you've learned the basics and you realize, oh, this thing's awesome. I use it all the time. Then spend the time and money to research and get the fucking best one for $200. And that's
that
I've
that is
gotten so much better with it recently, but being uh, way hyper focused and crazy that I am, I've definitely had problems with that in the past where I go way too fucking hard or
yeah,
way too fast on a bunch of stuff and
yeah.
like waste a lot of time and money for no reason.
100%. That's why I'm like, um, pick up a one shot. You can even go through like, I mean, I even recommend doing something like officially licensed through Wizards of the Coast. So if you
Yeah.
want to run it in Roll 20, you have to buy it at least in Roll 20.
Well, then
It
it would be popular enough too. You could look up any little
There's tons of support. Yep.
question you have, or yeah,
Yeah, and that was doing that was despite the fact that I picked up what was arguably the most difficult game to DM in D&D 5th edition anyway, which is Curse of Strahd. I would have really struggled and probably walked away from it if it wasn't for the subreddits and
yeah,
the
all the
Facebook,
support.
yeah, that were like, hey, do this, try this, do this, try that, and that made a big difference. I wish I would have started with something smaller. I really wish I would have started with
Yeah,
something
Curse of
smaller.
Strahd's a fucking wild one to do first.
Yeah,
That's like one of the biggest, craziest.
yeah, it's the most popular 5th edition D&D campaign right now. So, but yeah, find some one shots. Something that's got lots of source material,
Yeah,
um, and learn the source material inside and out, or even just or at least just read it once so you have a general idea.
yeah.
And
I
and
still, in the back of my mind, I feel like I'd have more fun as a player than as a DM, but you never know until you try it that first time.
yeah, it really varies. I get a different type of fun when I DM. Like when
Yeah,
you and I are like fucking off and goofing off when we play and playing off of each other, and our characters have we have a great time playing our characters together. That I really really enjoy that. But then like playing here's a great example. Playing the D&D game with Izzy this week. Um, she was playing a druid, and they discovered that there was something going on, but they don't know what was going on, like why he was missing. And I had all these different ways that they could ask to get information. And Izzy says, "Well, are there any animals nearby?" I'm like, "Well, rules is written, in my head. Rules is written. No, they're not. No,
Yeah.
there's not." But then I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, she's playing a druid." So,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
Sure.
"Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there's some
There's some squirrels.
oh, there's some crows. There's a couple of crows on the roof." And she goes, "Well, can I talk to them?"
Fuck off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was yeah, she wanted to know the crow's name, and it was Carl.
Yeah, I saw this really cool thing on TikTok that again had me thinking about being a DM. It was another thing. It was like the advice you gave is probably even better, but it was along the same lines of advice for beginner or new DMs. It was about don't make your players failures. When they roll a
Yeah.
one, like as a bard, don't say, "Oh, your song was fucking awful and it sucked." Say, "Oh, a passerby party outside made so much noise that nobody heard your song. Your song was beautiful and fantastic, but nobody actually heard it."
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing that we joke, like when you're doing a perception check and you roll a one, I'm like, well, you notice that your shoes are really, really nice.
Yeah,
You're
you
like,
get
yeah,
distracted for a second.
yeah, you failed at the task, but it's one of those things that even I do. That's great advice. Task failed successfully. You
Yeah.
know, that
And I
that
think that's part of being a good DM is how to not put your players down
well, the secret that I've learned is,
so they have fun. Don't make them feel shitty.
and I think this is where a lot of DMs that write their own material, I think where they fail, or even DMs that have their games pre-made, is DMs need to understand that it's not their story.
Yeah.
You might have created the world, you might have created the situation, but it's your player's story. It's your job to facilitate the story in happening, and it's your
Yeah.
job to help them move the story forward. But it's not your story, and that's where a lot of
Oh,
DMs fall short of, like, oh well, I need to make it my story. Like, it's not.
I've seen I haven't played in them, but like seen stories of nightmare DMs
Yeah.
where they're so hard pressed to know this is my story. This is how it's gonna go.
Well, there's been horror stories that I've come across of DMs that, DMs that are the forever DMs that never get to play, but they're always stuck DMing. So the DMs will create their own character to play alongside their
Oh,
characters, and then it becomes that DM's player's story. Like, he's the main character. He knows all the stuff. It's like, oh, there's this really hard puzzle, but that player character is like, oh yeah, it's you push this button over here that nobody knows exists, you know, and so it's really hard to be a DM and not be not be a diva about it, and
yeah.
accepting that. I think for me, there were times that I spent hours preparing a session, going, okay, they're going here, they're going into this dungeon, they're going to deal with this creature, they're going to meet this NPC, and this NPC is really important. It's that this NPC may stay with them for the rest of the campaign. And, he's a really key figure, and
Yeah, then we never go there.
or worse, you go like, fuck that guy, and then you're like,
Yeah, fucking stab him right away.
yeah, or even worse, they just ignore him. Like, we don't want to deal with him. We don't like him.
Oh.
And then you're like, he's
Well,
the
that's
one
where
that's
you
going
gotta you gotta improv and figure out a different character that has the same
right,
importance.
right, and that's what sucks, because, like I said, you spent 3 hours preparing this character, and they don't care about that character. But there's this beggar that is just there to kind of set the theme of where they're at. The village is very destitute, and there's not a lot of money, and so you talk about, yeah, there's beggars on the street, and that's where it ends. And they're supposed to go see this priest, and you talk about this church, and there's this real pretty church, and it's like has all this. It looks unusual standing in this destitute village, and you talk about there's these beggars on the side of the road, and the first thing that happens is somebody's playing a lawful good character, and they're like, I want to go give the beggar some money. I'm like, okay. So you go over there and you give them the money, and the beggar's like, oh, well, thank you, bless you, I'm so appreciative. And then they strike up a conversation with the beggar, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you want to come with us? We can pay you, and give you some. And then I'm like, well, fuck. Now I'm scribbling down, trying to figure out who the fuck this character is, and why is he poor? Why is he living on the streets? Did he have a family? Are they dead? Did he have a brother? Did he have kids?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's why you gotta have chat up on your next screen. Let him
and
fucking
that's
figure that shit out.
and that's why I have Chad up on the other screen to let him figure that shit out. But
yeah.
that's
What's this guy's name? And you go, let's see.
that's the
His
reason
name is
why
Clarence.
that's the reason why in the D&D movie when the Eric Okra's name is Jarnathan, it is such a D&D that name was created by a DM because they're like,
Jonathan.
and they're like, what's his name? And you're like, Jarnathan. You just
Jarnathan.
and they're like,
Jarnathan.
I'm like, oh yeah, Jarnathan. And then now he has a story when he was never supposed to have a story anyway. He was just a face in the crowd, and that's the part of D&D that I really like is I like the creation of the world and then putting my players in it and then watching the players like paint the details. Like I go in and I throw
So
the
that's one thing I still need to figure out because I think that's the greatest moments in D&D is when the DM steps out of the way and you let the players create this whole freaking scenario, and all of a sudden this beggar's now a huge part of the whole story.
yeah
And they found out about his mom and was the alcoholic, and his dad died or some shit, and now he's a huge part. They bring him with, and they're always protecting him, never take any damage. Like,
yeah. Well, and then like there was a story in Curse of Strahd where this DM wanted his players to go to play Curse of Strahd, and they get there and they go to the tavern and they learn that there's no beer in Barovia. The wheat crops don't grow, which is a mechanic of Curse of Strahd. The only thing that you can get is wine. You can't get beer. So that just triggered one of his players that triggered a thing in his brain. It was like, well, we got to find out why. And it's never just really discussed. It's just because the wizard
it's just a thing.
well, because Wizard of the Wines and the wine is such an important, integral part of the storytelling that to make it even more important, they just took beer out. So now their whole campaign stopped from going, well, we got to kill Strahd to, well, we've got to figure out how
we gotta get beer.
we got to figure out how to grow wheat. That's what his campaign turned into. He said his campaign turned into a 2-year journey of trying to break the curse of
And
why
I bet they had a
wheat
great
doesn't-
time doing
They
it.
loved it, absolutely loved it. And there was another DM that we haven't said this phrase this week, but there's a DM story that I saw on TikTok, where this guy, he had been running this campaign for 4 or 5 years, and decided what he was going to do is he was going to have this big flashback to a time before the campaign was supposed to have been set, and they were going to talk about the city that his campaign was set around. And in the process of describing the city, he talked about it was overlooking this huge mountain in the background. It's just part of his discussion, part of his story, his description. And one of his players was like, "Oh, that mountain. Oh, well, that mountain doesn't exist now. So I can't wait to find out like what happened to that whole mountain." And the DM realized that in the description of his current game, he didn't put that mountain in the back of the city. So he's like, yeah, me too. I can't wait to figure out what happens with that too.
Yeah, I can't wait to write that. Part.
And that's part of the storytelling that I really like. Is I like watching my players take the information that I give them and process it in their own unique ways of what they want to do. And it was really hard in the beginning for me, and now I don't know. I don't want to say that I'm like resigned to do it, but now it's just I'm so used to the story that I've written. I just take it and I'll just throw it in the trash from time to time and be like, they're going to do something different. Or my other thing that I've told told DMs is your players write a better story than you could ever imagine. That's it, because you're only one mind writing this story, but you're
Yeah.
playing with a group of players. You got 5 other minds, and they're collaboratively telling stories together, and the stuff that they can come up with is almost always better than what I come up with. And I've learned that if I want to put myself in a position to facilitate that. Like, I want you to tell the story. I'm here as a referee. I'm not here to determine the outcome of the game. I'm just here to referee the rules. I want you guys to tell your story. And once I've reached that point where I can do that fairly easily, I've seen my players have more fun playing, and I have more fun running it, because it gets to the point where I'm just sitting here listening to a story. Like, I'm not telling anything. You guys are telling it. You guys are asking a question to an NPC, and I'm giving an answer, and it makes the game much more enjoyable for me doing it that way.
I think I need to remember that more as a player too. That oh yeah, we're also coming up with some of this story. We can make it up a little bit too.
Yeah.
And then the DM will just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get to a part and I go like, you tell me what's next.
Yeah. And some players are just like that, and that's fine. If that's how a player wants to play, that they're just along for the ride, that's fine.
I think I'm also like half worried in the back of my mind too that I'm gonna offend them and ruin their story they're trying to tell. So I go, no, you tell me what I see in this room. Eh,
Yeah, no, I get that, and that also comes back to D&D is a game of reading people. If you know your DM is can be dickish about stuff like that, then yeah, I definitely get it. Or as a DM, you don't want to overstep into your players, and your player wants to be whatever he wants to be, and
yeah.
you want them to be something different. If your player wants to be a necromancer and raise bodies from the dead, but your game is more rainbows and sunshine, you're going to have to come to an agreement somewhere, and that's a lot of what it comes back, like I've said, it's collaborative storytelling.
Yeah.
And
I also think you'd have more experience with this. I also think it's harder just doing it through Discord or Zoom or whatever the hell you're on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's way easier all in person.
It is incredibly
to keep the energy up, pay attention more, get the vibe from everyone. Because the unspoken just looks you could give somebody, or fucking all that other extra stuff.
Yeah. That is extremely accurate.
I've never played it in person. I've only played it online. So
playing it in person, one of the things that I like in person over online is combat. Combat can be incredibly slow, and especially the more players you have in your group.
You're just sitting and waiting for your turn, and,
yep.
All right,
and then
the enemies go now next guy.
Exactly. But see, when you're playing in person, say me and you and Rabble and Filk and Smokey, we're all playing, and we're deep in combat. Well, it's Rabble's turn, and say he's got 2 or 3 actions and a spell and a reaction, and it's going to take him maybe 10 minutes to do everything that he wants to do. Well, and then it's Filk's turn, and he's still got 10 minutes. Well, you and Smokey are sitting over here like, just waiting. You're waiting for 20, 30 minutes for your turn. So what can happen is maybe you and Rabble, or you and Smokey are kind of, sitting to the corner, like maybe talking to each other, or just kind of goofing and joking back and forth, just to kind of pass the time while you're waiting. Whereas in what we do, you you can't interact off to the side. You
No,
can't.
because you're interrupting and then they can't hear.
Right,
Nobody can.
right. Or say,
You have to just sit and wait.
yeah, and say you've got this really cool ability that I think you and I've talked about combos like this is you cast well, that the one spell that causes thunder damage if you move.
Yeah.
And then I have an ability
Booming blade or
booming
whatever.
blade,
Now.
and then I
Yeah.
have an ability to make them
Make them
move.
move.
Yeah. So while they're over here swinging their swords and their crossbows, I can be like, hey, Oreo, why don't you cast booming blade, and then I'll come behind you and I'll cast second wind, and we'll do all this extra damage. So we can sit over here and strategize and come up with this cool way of dealing with the problem while they're doing their thing, and then the DM is interacting with them, and you guys can still be playing and still be in the game, in the moment, dealing with things, but doing it in a way that we would not be able to do in the online setting, and that it is a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
But
I've kind of noticed that sometimes,
Yeah.
especially like you said during combat. But
combat's probably the worst. Just the combat is definitely the worst in online setting, but the storytelling aspect is way better in the online setting because I've got fog of war, and I got all these cool animations, and you can see the map, and
yeah,
like when the last in game, the big in game or in person game that I played, I I had I had copies of all the maps. It was a dungeon with multiple levels, and what I did is I took the copy of the map over to the FedEx store and had them blow the map up to poster size. And then what I would do is I'd lay the map out on the table to show wherever so everybody would know where they're at, and everybody had their own 3D printed avatar character whatever,
Yeah.
and they could move and whatnot. And then I would use, but what made it hard was, okay, how do I keep them from seeing the entire map?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was using note cards, and I would put note cards over top of places, and then pull them away as they move through it, which on paper sounds pretty good, but all it takes is for somebody to bump something, and then now everything's shuffled up and moved. So they're in person and online, they both have their strengths and their weaknesses. And
yeah, well, unless you have unlimited money and you got crazy fucking setups like some of those people that have a table sized fucking tablet and they're running ridiculous programs on there that are doing all that same shit.
What I thought,
and they got fog machines fucking going,
Yeah.
and a light show and LEDs. And
that's too much. But what I've thought about doing is using Roll20 as a supplement to the in-person game. And like say, I've got my TV here on the wall behind me, and I've
Yeah.
got the big TV in the living room. And what I could do is I could project the map using Roll20 onto the TV. So the players are all interacting with each other in person, and then I can go in while we're playing and move the stuff on the TV, and so they can see, see what's going on. So
relative to the big picture.
yeah. So I mean, Roll20 definitely has its place, but nothing beats playing in person. Too much. One of the things that I did for our in-game group, as we were playing the game, the last big game that we played here in person, we would do, Heather and I would cook food that was like kind of D&D themed. So we would make homemade bread, and we would do like a big beef and vegetable stew to be like that the gruel that you would get in the tavern. And I went to one of the hobby stores, and I found these little glass bottles with a cork stopper, and I put red Gatorade in the bottle.
Health potions
Yep,
or something.
Yep, and everybody got 2 health potions. And so when they went and did, okay, I need to drink a health potion. Okay, well, drink a health potion, Yeah, come to Virginia. Like I would love to run in person games. I wish I had more room here at the house to do it. Um, I've thought about there's a game store here in town, and I've thought about seeing if I want to get people together and friends together and go up and play, in person for a day. But then it comes back to dealing with people, and I'd much rather deal with people in my home than
Yeah.
in the mall.
Oh,
But
for sure.
yeah, but yeah, the in person games you can make it as immersive as you want. Um, one of the weeks that we played in person, um, I asked everybody to dress up as their character, or at least bring something to be a part of their character. Um, Evan was playing a pirate, and he made it. He went and got him one of those fluffy the pirate shirt, like the Seinfeld pirate shirt, and had the
Yeah.
tricorn hat, and somebody brought they had a big sword that they brought to represent their stuff, and everybody kind of had their own. Um, Maybe it was just a cloak or a hat or something to kind of represent that you're in character, and that was always a lot of fun. And we would play. We'd start playing around noon, and then we would play from noon until like 6 or 7. But around 3 o'clock, we would break, and we would have some type of like D&D themed lunch, and it was a lot of fun. I wish I could do it more. Um, COVID really put a hamper on that because we didn't get together during COVID.
Yeah.
But
Well, now nobody has money. The economy. So.
yeah, and that's why I like Roll20 so much, because I would never be able to play with so many of my friends if it wasn't for Roll20. And I think it's so cool that I can get together with friends in Utah and Canada and Michigan and North Carolina and Texas, and we all get together and play, and we can share that camaraderie that we wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for it. We wouldn't be able to play. So when
Yeah.
it comes to that, I pay for the full subscription to Roll20 just so I can make sure everybody has all of the tools. Like whenever you play one of my games, you have access to the monster manual, you have access to the player's handbook, any supplements that I have. So I want to make sure everybody can has as much access and as much fun as possible. So, but I would like to do an in-person game, and I
It'd
haven't
be
done
fun.
I haven't done an in-person game in a while, with the exception of the small one here that I'm running for Heather and Izzy, and we had talked about maybe here once the kids get started back in school and kind of routines get set, maybe once a month on a Saturday. She's got 2 friends that live here in the neighborhood, and I know that they would probably be really interested in playing D&D. So I might start a all kids D&D.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I think
Could be fun.
that would be a lot of fun. So, well, I think we got 2 hours in. I think that's an episode.
Yeah, we better wrap it up. I was gonna say two last things. One last thing that's really fucking annoying. This weekend was the HCS. There's a tournament here in Salt Lake. I think it's so funny that all these years I've been so interested in Halo, and it's been so difficult to go to events. And then they release just a flop of a fucking absolute drivel bullshit that Halo was, and still has problems. Melee's counting and this and that. I've heard other things are getting better, but it's so funny that now that I'm so disinterested in Halo, they're like, "Fuck it, let's do it in Utah now."
Oh yeah,
It was literally like 50 minutes from me, and I just like I caught some of the games today, but I didn't watch the rest of the weekend. So I seen who won. My boy Lethal got second, so good for him. Always been a lethal dick rider. It's unfortunate that they never did Halo here when
I
I cared
had
about it more, or had more time for it.
I remember when Halo 2 was in its prime. There was a Halo tournament in North Carolina down in Charlotte, which is about 2.5 hours from here, give or take.
Yeah,
And me and a buddy packed up and went down for it, and we both played in it. And I didn't make it very far at all, and I think he only made it like one game deeper than I did. So, but we hung out there all day and watched other people play and watched the games, and they had all kinds of raffles and things of that nature. So I mean, it was a lot of fun. But it was a spectacle. I mean, there was people dressed up. They had made
Did
their
they have the
costume.
Dr. Pepper babes?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man, you missed out then.
I must have. I don't. I feel like I would have remembered that. Um, but it was the first time I had seen Halo cosplay, which was so fucking cool.
Mm.
You know, to this day, you know those costumes are just the best. But since then, you know, there's not really been anything around here to that level. Yeah. I mean, that was what 2003.
Well, I guess I didn't even know this. I guess Space Station Gaming is here in Utah, and they were the ones that hosted this event, and they have a full blown like really nice looking fucking chief suit that's been painted the space station colors.
Oh, that's cool.
And I guess they had some cosplayer or somebody that knew how to make it for them. But yeah, their headquarters is here in Utah. I didn't know that either until this weekend. I was watching the thing, and they showed a clip of them at the location, and like all the cars and stuff in front had Utah plates. I was like, wait a fucking minute, are they in Utah? I had no fucking idea. It's too bad that they waited until now, and I literally don't play Halo anymore. I did download it just to activate all the skins I unlocked watching the thing, and there are like 8 different armor cores now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and a billion fucking options, and it's still now there's even more shit to unlock, and wish that you had that color for a different fucking armor core.
That's so.
I didn't play though. I just activated my skins. But anyways, the other thing, I know what the outro song is going to be today.
Okay.
I almost never know it, so I was listening to it before this, and it's with Eminem, but it's not Eminem's song. So Eminem and Dr. Dre just signed a new kid called Easy Mill.
Okay.
His name's Ezekiel Miller. He's 25. He's from the Philippines. He's a Filipino American rapper. I guess he's trilingual. He knows Spanish, English, and Japanese, I guess. And he actually sings pretty well. He also dances. I watched some of his music, but holy fuck, dude, is this kid talented? The song that he did with Eminem, it's called Realist. That's what I'm going to put for the outro.
Okay.
So don't worry looking it up if you want to. You can just listen to the outro of the episode this week. Holy fuck, man. It's very rare you find somebody that sounds like they should be rapping alongside Eminem.
Wow.
You know, Eminem's one of the best fucking lyricists of all time, and he's good at making, good rap songs that sound good or catchy, have good lines. I want to read you one of Eminem's line from this song. I just thought was fucking hilarious. Gen Z is acting like rap experts. Zip up your gaps and close your mouths. Bitch, you ain't been on this planet long enough to tell me how rap's supposed to sound. Y'all need to stick to what you do best. Shoot schools up. Go let up rounds. Yeah. In your parents' gat and go to class and let off with your strap and go to town. So yeah, there's another line in this song too. He says, basically, they're saying that because of his skin color, that's why he's in the top 5. And he says, "Bitch, that's why you put me at top 5 and not as number 1 is because of my skin color." Yeah, Eminem's really good. He's always been really good. But yeah, Easy Mill in this fucking song, holy shit, it's insane. And he's gonna blow up. They just released the song 3 days ago. Has 1.1 million. It's on Easy Mill's YouTube channel. But yeah, I'll put it at the outro that this song, and I really like this kid. He sounds really fucking good. So good for him. 25-year-old. I watched this interview. Well, it was like a 2-minute clip on YouTube, of him talking about when he walked into the studio and Dre was like in the lobby of the studio, and he's like this huge, he's Dre, he's a big old man, and I was shocked and everything. And then he was talking about when he walked into the actual studio and Eminem was in there, and he was trying not to fucking pass out because it's fucking Eminem.
Yeah, it's your idol, your inspiration,
Yeah,
the greatest rapper
and
of our generation, and that's
yeah, and you're
I'll
not just
argue.
meeting him; you're walking in there to do a fucking
Yeah,
song.
you're gonna
With him.
collaborate with him.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all. I don't have anything else. It's not really my cream of the week. I just thought it was cool. Good for this kid, 25-year-old Filipino kid, just showing what's up and actually sounds like he should be rapping alongside Eminem. He's fucking really good. So
Cool. Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna go listen to it as soon as we're done.
yeah. Other than that, fucking fuck you, Rob.
Fuck you, Rob.
All right, bye, Q.
Bye, Oreo. Let's see.